In Christian theology, it is said that Jesus was fully human and fully divine. Today, I want to talk about the fully human side. The fully divine side is for another time. I'm going to talk about how the human side was challenged, trying to change a system that is in place that mostly everybody accepts, that is already working to control the masses, is an impossible task. The only way to change it, you would have to overthrow it. The people that are in charge is not going to just let down and let you take over without a fight. Jesus didn't have a synagogue. He was using theirs. He didn't have a place of worship. He was taking over theirs and trying to tell them what to do and how to worship. So that's when the conflict came into being. His kingdom was not of this world, but there was no physical manifestation of his kingdom. They had a manifestation of what they were doing and trying to accomplish. He was running the Passover. He wasn't running the Passover. He was just a participant. The character Jesus in this story was speaking or preaching against the system of things in getting to God. That wasn't the problem. The problem was they were calling him the Messiah or a son of God, and he got a large following. With that following, he could disrupt the order of things. The religious leaders couldn't have that. They didn't want the Romans to clamp down on them because of him. So they got rid of him with satanic acts of physical cruelty, falsely accusing him, ridiculing him, tore down his image by letting all his followers see that he was an ordinary man. They were sending a message. The same thing that was happening then is happening since then. And it will continue to happen as long as evil spirits exist and are in control of humans. Satan is a spirit, and those that worship him in spirit and in truth. The character Jesus was crucified in this story because he posed a threat or challenge to the religious establishment and social order of that day. His teaching, as well as his growing followers, his criticism of certain practices and interpretations of the Jewish law was unacceptable to them. So they concerned about his popularity with his following, and that would be a threat to the social order of things. So they crucified him. These things made him a candidate for crucifixion. He grew a following. He taught against the order of things. He couldn't be controlled. When Jesus was taken up on the pinnacle and was showed all the kingdom, he was showed all that he could gain if he would just bow down or do like they wanted him to do, but he refused to do it. This is the type of individual that Satan attacks. This is Satan's model. There's a lot of ways and tactics he will use to reduce a person's power. He normally wins when you conform to help his system continues. Satan, whether him or her, is a spirit. Using my horizontal and vertical axis for my illustration, I can determine two things. There is duality. There is good and evil. There is masculine and feminine. There is an equal and opposite. The more you become closer to one, the less you are of the other. There is a good spirit and a bad spirit. These evil acts are controlled by evil spirits, which is Satan or devil, Lucifer, Old Nick, Prince of Darkness, Tempter, God's adversary, mankind tempter, and hell master. In different religions, he is called something else. Your belief system determines the name you want to call evil spirits. The people of an environment determines how they want to live together and interact. They don't determine what is good and what is evil. They only determine what is acceptable and what is not acceptable for them to live in an environment together. And it always changes as the generations change. So what might be evil to this generation may not be evil to the next, and vice versa. The concept of duality of good and evil, whereas good is considered morally right and evil is considered morally wrong. Good and evil, masculine and feminine, are just a few examples of concepts of duality. Two forces going in opposite directions and pushing against each other. Masculine and feminine, each other, two forces are going in the same direction. Masculine and feminine complements each other. Good and evil is altogether something different. It is determined by spirits. Satan is a spirit. They are not humans. They are spirits that control humans. They are humans that worship the evil spirits. An evil spirit or good spirit can be masculine or feminine, especially when it involves harm against the environment to accomplish the end goal. Any type of harm knowingly done to a living organism out of non-self-defense, not self-defense, is evil and are evil acts. When the character Jesus in the story was taken up to the pinnacle and showed the kingdom that he could have, he was talking to evil spirits. Up on the pinnacle, he was talking directly to Satan. Living organisms are not Satan. They just do satanic acts, specific and general. And because they are satanic acts, they may not do to you what they do to me, and vice versa. They have a system in place that they are making sure that is uninterrupted.